It's time to go outside. Are you excited?
Oh, but this again.
These things grew a lot since last week. Did you see? Did you see the nice, beautiful radish you had growing?
Yes, yeah.
Where? It's right here. Look at this one. Do you want to pull it up?
Yes.
Go ahead. Pull it out very carefully.
How come?
So you get the whole thing. Whoop! Let's show. Oh, look at that! That's a real radish, Bubba. You grew it.
What?
Yeah.
Let's eat it.
Why don't you wash it off?
How?
If there's any other radishes, and no, these are getting ready. But none of them look as good as that one did. Washing it? It's so beautiful. Can't wait to show it to Daddy. Ooh, look what Chad brought us. Whoa.
Hey!
It's like I got plenty to share. That's a lot of hay. Wow.
I can't believe my eyes, oh man. What can we do with it?
Well, we're gonna put it around our plants. It protects them from the heat. Does it smell good? Today we need to prune some of our tomato plants. So maybe I'll get some help and maybe I won't. They look like they're... Oh, Mimi, no! Mimi's gonna eat your radish. Now let's save this beautiful radish. We better go hide it. There's already little teeth marks on it.
Look.
Oh, wait. You can stand on the towel, Bubba. You want to put it in the fridge for him?
Give me the radish. Thank you, Baba.
Is it beautiful?
Beautiful radish. Look at.
Anyway, pruning our tomato plants. So this is something you want to do if you have what's called indeterminate tomato plants. The two types of tomatoes are indeterminate, which basically will grow for the entire season and get really, really big. And determinate tomatoes, which basically grow to a predetermined size, produce all their fruit, and then that's all you're going to get for the entire season. Whereas the indeterminate tomatoes will produce tomatoes all season long until the winter comes and they die from the cold. So if you have a determinate tomato that's going to just produce a certain amount of fruit of tomatoes, and you don't want to prune it because you want to get the most tomatoes possible off of that plant. But for these indeterminate plants, it will basically, oh no, I need to put the boards back. Look, Bubba, here's your sunflower. You planted that.
Oh.
And I hope the chipmunks don't eat it. Maybe we'll have to protect it. Maybe cover it up with a piece of fence or something. Anyway, I was trying to say about indeterminate tomatoes. They grow so big that if you let them have all the vines that they want to have, you'll get more tomatoes, but they'll be tiny, and the plants will be really hard to control because they will just keep growing and you won't know what to do with all those huge vines. So another reason that you want to prune your tomatoes if they are indeterminates is because a lot of tomato diseases happen when there's not enough air circulation going around the plant, especially if you live in a really damp climate. It sort of allows fungal spores and bacteria an environment where they can get established on your plant quicker. So if you have more open space, it'll let more air flow around your plants, which will ultimately keep them healthier. So when you prune your tomato plants, you want to look for what they call these suckers. So this right here is a sucker, which they kind of grow out of this like armpit where the tomato has a branch, and you just want to pop them off like that. And if you wanted to, you could put that in water and it would probably grow roots and make another tomato plant. But there is one here, a little one. There is one over here. This is one of my white Thomasol tomatoes. Actually, this here is a sucker that just got really big because it's even bigger than this side branch, but I don't want to pull it off right now because it's the same size as the rest of the plant, and I think it would hurt the plant if I cut it. So that one I'll just have to let go. You can see I got some tomatoes growing here. This is the Dr. Witchy's yellow plant. All the tomatoes I have growing, I believe, are indeterminates. This is the Prudence purple. So I am pruning all of them because I want to control the vines so that I can tie them up. I'm gonna add some more fencing up here. And I don't want a zillion vines just sprawling all over the place. Little suckers. Uh-oh, she's trampling. Oh, she picked a nasturtium. Are you gonna eat it? You can eat it if you want. She picked our one nasturtium flower. Yeah, there's dirt in there. All right, Mimi, come on. You need to get out of there. You can see this Dr. Witchy's plant is already getting kind of dense. It just has a lot of leaves. So it's perfectly fine too. Like usually I would take off these lower branches, and this one actually has like some little tomatoes growing up next to it, which were probably from a branch that I just didn't prune off when I planted it. So this I'm actually going to stick in some water because it's already getting little roots. And I'm just gonna grow another tomato plant out of it because it's already halfway there, more than halfway there. Oh, here's another one on this side. So that's totally a thing that you can do. If you pull off these extra branches, you can stick them in water and they will grow more tomato plants for you, which I will then try to give away to people because I sure don't have room to plant them. So in addition to pruning off all the suckers, I also like to cut any of the lower branches of the tomato plants. You want to cut anything where the leaves touch the ground. So I'm leaving this one for now, but that one could theoretically go. I usually, down the slide. I'll usually cut like anything below this first row of the tomato cage to start, and then you know, as they look like they need it throughout the season, I just trim off some more. And he's picking some basil. You smell? Does it smell good? Yeah. Does it taste good? My little ladybug. So actually, now that I just told you there's two kinds of tomato plants, the determinate and the indeterminate, I'm going to tell you that I lied because there is actually something in between those two, which is called a semi-determinate tomato. And this actually is the first year that I have even heard of that existing. So apparently this Midnight Roma tomato is what they call a semi-determinate tomato. And basically what that means is that it's going to continue to grow and produce tomatoes all season long, but it's only going to get to a defined size. So it's sort of like the best of both worlds, right? So you get a tomato that doesn't grow enormous, but continues to give you tomatoes on a reasonably sized plant for the entire growing season. So I actually haven't decided whether it's a good idea to prune this plant or not. Well, these are purple tomatoes that have a lot of anthocyanins, so the more sun exposure they get, the more purple the tomatoes will be. So taking off more leaves will allow the tomatoes it's growing to get more sunlight. So like I said, I haven't decided yet how much pruning I'm gonna do on this plant. Right now, I don't know, I think it's at a reasonable point. Exactly know how big it's going to get, but it will be fun to find out. Well, hopefully that'll make my tomato plants a little happier and healthier. It's all the branches that I pruned off today. What are you doing? You want to push? Bubba insisted to go in the baby swing for some reason. Wow! You want to push? Want to push? Guess the garden's looking pretty good. I have to say it's looking real nice. Oh, and the broccoli needs to be picked today for sure. You want to have some broccoli for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-oh. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're definitely going to pick this broccoli today. It's starting to get kind of scraggly looking. That usually happens right before they open up into flowers. They're pretty, huh? Are they pretty? Yeah. Little bugs like them too. Can you say chamomile?
Okay.
That's right. Chamomile.
What is that? But
That's broccoli. Chamomile.
the pet.
Yes. 2 plants. Rep. So, broccoli we'll be having for dinner tonight. Look at this, these are dewdrops, I guess, or maybe Bubba was over here watering, but doesn't it look cool the way these water drops are pooling up on the leaves here? These are my Brussels sprouts, which, oh, somebody found water. I've definitely benefited from that BT I sprayed on them. Now I'm still seeing some white flies here and there, but I don't care at this point. Looks like somebody took a bite out of this plant, but they're not really doing that much damage, so I'm not too worried about it. Look, my lychee tomatoes. This is the first blossom I've had of my lychee tomatoes. I actually don't know if you're supposed to prune these like other tomatoes. I'll have to look that up. Whoa, look at those thorns. Yes, these are not kidding around. But yeah, look at how pretty these flowers are. So cool. Trample, trample, trample. Sage is looking good. Borage is looking awesome. And garlic scapes. One more scape. I could go add that to my collection. None of these other guys look ready yet. Let's go figure out what happened to Bubba. There's Daddy.
All right, it's Bubble.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome.
Come outside soon.
Oh, it's I know. Hurry.
Popsicles. Popsicles are so good. Cold. She doesn't get that you're supposed to lick them. We finally got the whole family outside. Now we're gonna go for a little walk and have some dinner. Bubba.
Bye.
Bye.
Who are you talking to?